This photo is entitled Migrant Mother. It was taken in 1936 and has become an iconic image. I'm sure you've seen it before. It captures the concern of a mother, the weight of her children literally on her shoulders. It's held up as a beautiful image of humanity that catches real, almost heartbreaking emotion, and it's technically propaganda. This picture became famous because it perfectly captured what was going on in America at the time. The Great Depression and the Dust Bowl were devastating both businessman and farmer from coast to coast. So when this photo was published in newspapers around the country, Americans related. Florence Owens Thompson was 32 years old, a mother of 7, trying to make ends meet by picking vegetables in California at the time that this picture was taken. She was a reluctant symbol of poverty whose identity stayed hidden from the public for decades. Her picture was taken by this woman, Dorothea Lange, a famous photographer and journalist. Dorothea was sent to California by an unexpected patron of the arts, the United States government. In 1937, the U.S. Department of Agriculture created the Farm Security Administration, or FSA, to help farm workers with loans, training programs, healthcare, and more. The FSA also wanted to educate the world about the struggle of farmers and farm workers, and to explain why it was so important for the government to step in. So, they hired artists. Photographers and filmmakers were sent in to document the plight of all of these struggling Americans. They understood the power of photography, that the struggle in these images might create a new awareness, or, as one FSA leader said, introduce Americans to America. And the photographs that came from the FSA did change things. After Migrant Mother was published, extra food was sent to the camp where Florence was photographed. And there were longer-term impacts. The over 77,000 images produced over the life of the program helped to tell the story of an era, from Southern sharecroppers to Midwestern farmers to the migrants of the West. A story that may have been ignored, if not for the hard work of so many men and women. So yes, some do see this as propaganda. They'd say the United States was making sure people knew that they were playing the role of the hero in this desperate time. But that doesn't change the power of these images, the effect that they had, or the story of the people in them. After all, it's a story that still resonates today.
If you like this video, be sure to check out Seeker Daily's episode on the tough working conditions that migrant workers face in Qatar today.
For years now, there's been tons of reporting about slave labor and horrible living conditions for workers there. So in an effort to mitigate some of that bad press, Qatar actually invited journalists from the BBC to inspect the labor cities that were built for workers.
And as always, thanks for watching.